The sky went quiet, and then something impossible crossed it. Not a bird, not a cloud, but a long, twisting shape that moved with purpose, as if it were alive. In Sweden there are accounts of witnesses who looked up and swore they saw a dragon in flight gliding over a forest and lakes, its body stretching across the sky like something torn from legend. So the question is, did they truly see a creature from myth? Or is there something far stranger hiding in plain sight? Well, this is the story of the Flying Dragon, a story from Sweden, and we love a folk tale. Now, many years ago, when I travelled to Jorvik to go and trade with some traders I know, I had furs for sale and wanted my coin. I went to a longhouse and I met a man, a trader, a merchant from Sweden. And he was telling tales from his own country, tales that still to this day I recall. And those tales are so fascinating. But one tale that he told me always stood in my mind. I always thought to myself, was that really a dragon he saw? And we have all heard about dragons. And dragons, I sure you agree, would be something terrifying to fight. So one day in Sweden, many years ago, some say it was the 8th century and some say the 9th, but the time is not important, for it is the tale that is important. This man, this merchant, was nothing but a wee boy, and his father was a wise man, a warrior, a well-known man in his area. And like everybody in those days, you had to farm the land. If you wanted to eat in winter, you had to farm. And so they always get up early in the morning when the sun rises. That is when they go to work. And so they left the longhouse, and his son was with him. And these two men, the boy and the man, the warrior, remained nameless. And they looked up in the sky, and suddenly they saw something strange. They saw a creature from myth. It was indeed a dragon, a long tail with massive wings and a head so big it was larger than the longhouse. And they could even see the teeth sticking out, the daggers of teeth out of its mouth. And it was flying north to the mountains. Well, the boy looked up and said, "Father, what is that thing? What is that creature?" And he said, "Son, that is one of the children of Loki. That is a dragon." Oh, that was the way he explored and told it to his son. For we know it was not one of Loki's children. It was a dragon of myth. And he says, "That's not the first time I have seen this dragon. For many years ago, when I was but a lad, I went out with my father to go to work in the fields, and I saw that dragon flying north. And he said it must live in the mountains. And the mountains are so remote and so cold and dangerous. Not many people live there. Only robbers and bandits, and those that are banished from the kingdoms of the north." And so he said, "Son, if you followed that dragon and you found its lair, there'll be a massive pile of gold, silver, jewels, weapons, and all manner of treasures. For dragons always seek treasure, and where there's treasure there's a dragon. And the boy thought at first, well, why don't we get our swords and get our spears, father, and go after this dragon? And the wise man said, well, we would never find the lair. It is too far north, and no man, not a mortal man, can fight a dragon. He would devour us whole, and we would be the dragon's dinner and supper. And this put the boy off. They both carried on work in the fields. And many years this boy became a man. He became well known as a trader, and even sailed the seas trading. And this was why he was in York. I sat down with this man. I drank mead with this warrior. I listened to his tales, and I remembered this story. And it's the story of a warning. If you see a dragon, do not go after it, for it will eat you whole, and you'll be nothing but a pile of bones in a cave. And that, for a Norse person, is not a good way to die. Die in battle, do not die in bed, and do not get devoured, and do not get eaten by a dragon. But was it really a dragon? Or was it a fireball in the sky? We'll never know. Until we meet again, if you are new, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, and like and share the video. For you are the army of Northworthy. You are the army that will share our videos, like our videos, and say, have you seen the channel Northworthy? That guy Braggy is a master storyteller. And until we meet again, it is fare thee woe. And if we meet on the road, my hand will be open, but my sword will be ready, just in case you may be a bandit or a robber. Subscribe up there, and goodbye. If I found a dragon, I would attack it with my sword, but I don't think I would win.